Tomorrow, General Motors will make public the results of its own investigation of how it responded to a deadly defect. Specifically, why it waited more than a decade to recall more than 2.5 million small cars with faulty ignition switches linked to at least 13 deaths. Jeff Glor spoke to one victim's family.
What do you want to see in this report?
The truth.
Rhonda Erickson's son Mikale, a father of 2 young children, died in November 2004. He was riding in this Saturn Ion when the car went off the road in the middle of the day in Texas. There were no skid marks. There was no obvious cause. His fiancee, Candice Anderson, was driving.
The car went up this way and off into the brow right here.
The airbags did not deploy. Anderson was thrown through the windshield and barely survived.
You didn't just deal with the injuries, you dealt with an investigation.
The emotional guilt all these years. You know, it's been a question if I was at fault for his death, and I've carried it for so long.
Anderson did have a trace amount of anti-anxiety medication in her system, but no other drugs or alcohol. She was charged with manslaughter and pleaded guilty to criminal negligent homicide. She spent 5 years on probation.
You're a convicted felon.
We live in a small town. You know, when something like this happens, everyone knows. So every part of my life has been affected from it.
Late last month, Candice Anderson learned Mikale's was one of the 13 deaths GM has linked to a faulty ignition switch. She only found out because Mikale's mother contacted the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, and they confirmed it in this letter.
Has GM said anything to you?
No.
Do you want them to?
I think they owe me an apology. They can't give me my son back, but I mean, they could at least give me an apology.
Erickson believes that Candice's record should be cleared because the car was defective. Both are hoping to get more answers from this report that's out tomorrow morning. GM CEO Mary Barr will speak to employees first, then reporters. Maurice?
Jeff Glor in Detroit.